Sovereign tech fund invests over $1 million in KDE software development. So if you're not familiar with the Sovereign Tech Fund, that's a German agency. They're donating money to open source projects. So here we have their website, and they have a page where they show what projects they are supporting. On this page, we can see their current investments. For instance, Mastodon, Python. Here we have KDE that they now started to invest money in. We have Let's Encrypt, 𝗬𝗫𝗡𝗟, FFmpeg, a lot of technologies that you recognize. So they acknowledge that they, like the government, they depend on a lot of open source software, and they want to help fund that, so to make it more sustainable. Drupal, PHP, a lot of things that you recognize, and they also have here their past investments. I saw that GNOME was here. Yeah, a lot of different things that you recognize, and it's nice that they're giving away money to such projects. But here, this was the news about KDE. So the investment will be used to strengthen the structural reliability and security of KDE's core infrastructure, including Plasma, KDE Linux, and the frameworks underlying its communication services. Just the other day, I saw a colleague using KDE Plasma on his laptop, and I actually got very impressed by how sleek and polished it looked. The last time I used Plasma, that was many years ago. I don't know, 15 years ago maybe. I only tried it briefly, and I thought it was too cluttered, but I was also very impressed how good it looked like now. So the next time I'm choosing between GNOME and KDE, I will probably go with KDE Plasma instead. Although today on my laptop I'm using 𝗬𝗧, so it's a bit more minimalistic, and it's a tiling window manager. But if I'm ever again like going on a more full-blown desktop, and then I would really consider a KDE Plasma. Big tech's disregard for privacy laws and individuals' personal data has become a matter of national security, as news of willful mismanagement fill the headlines on an almost daily basis. The world is beginning to turn away from expensive, insecure, spyware-riddled software imposed by the likes of Microsoft, Google, Meta, Apple, et al. Yeah, it's good that there are good alternatives to them. Also with like a desktop like KDE, it's here we have a screenshot, but it's nice when Microsoft is pushing so much crapware and spyware and adware and AI and bullshit that you don't want to have. It's nice to have an alternative that doesn't have any of those things included. KDE offers a better way. For 30 years, KDE has been providing the free and open source software essential for digital sovereignty. I don't familiar with that word. In personal, corporate, and public infrastructure, operating systems, desktop environments, document viewers, image and video editors, software development libraries, and much more. KDE's software is competitive, publicly auditable, and freely available. It can be maintained, adapted, and improved in-house or by local software companies. And modifications along with the source code can be freely distributed to all users and departments within an organization. Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. I don't know why governments keep paying for closed source software like these ones that are mentioned here. Sure, maybe like the experience, maybe I don't know, is good or something. But if you think long term, here if you invest in something open source, then you can have it forever and never have to be afraid that it will turn some other direction in the future. You can always just fork it and start to maintain it yourself, or use the last good version that you liked. So I think especially for governments, I don't know why they continue to use closed source software. I think it would be much better for them to use open source. And here we have in Germany investing in KDE, and if more governments would also invest, then it would be much more sustainable for these open source projects. As a non-profit, KDE has no shareholders to serve, no quarterly earnings to grow. KDE charges nothing for its software or its licensing. There are no subscriptions, no spying on users, no disclosure or resale of data that users choose to voluntarily share with KDE, and no secret training of AI models with said data. Yeah, what is there not to like with this project? Everybody should be using this instead of the crapware that we saw earlier. KDE will use sovereign tech funds investment to push its essential software products to the next level, providing every individual, business, and public administration with the opportunity to regain their privacy, security, and control over their digital sovereignty. And here we can also read a quote from them why they are investing in KDE. So we have long invested in desktop technologies for a reason. They are the primary way people access and use digital services in everyday life, says Fiona Krakenburger, technical director at the sovereign tech agency. The desktop holds personal data and mediates nearly every service we depend on, from booking the next medical appointment to education to the way we work. We are investing in KDE because it is one of the 2 major desktop environments used across Linux and plays a key role in how millions of people experience open technology. Strengthening KDE's testing infrastructure, security architecture, and communication frameworks is how we invest in the resilience and reliability of the core digital infrastructure that modern society depends on. Yes, that's the modern society using KDE, but that's very true. And yeah, they mentioned 2 major desktop environments, so the other one must be GNOME that they're referring to. And as we saw on their list, that was a previous investment. I wonder why that's a past investment and not a current one anymore. So here up, they list the current ones, but maybe GNOME gets enough funding. Isn't that like quite well supported by Red Hat? And maybe they saw that KDE needed it more this time maybe. But that really feels awesome. I hope more people start to use KDE Plasma. At least when I saw my colleague use it, I thought it was very polished, and was very impressed by how good KDE looks like nowadays.